Raising kids isn't easy, right? Like those of you dads in the room and moms, y'all know that it's not easy to raise kids, you know? You have to make sacrifices. Like you have to, put things that you want on pause or on hold indefinitely sometimes so that you can raise a family. But, we're in a society right now that I believe is really in crisis in a lot of ways. We're in a society where raising kids and the issue of raising kids is really an issue of convenience or inconvenience. And there's a lot of parents that are just bowing out of the process and they're saying, I had this child, but I just really don't want the amount of responsibility and sacrifices it takes to raise a child. And so I'm going to read some statistics, and I don't usually do this, but I saw these and they really stuck out to me. Hopefully we can put some of these on the screen. But, in 2013, there were reported 74 million children in the United States. There was close to 74 million children. 46% of those children have two married parents in their first marriage. So you're getting that. The original mom and dad, there's less than half who still have their original mom and dad raising them. That's actually down from 73% in 1960. So in 1960, there were 73% of children who had their original parents. Now we're down to 46%. 15% have two married parents. One or both of them have been remarried to other spouses. 34% are in single-parent homes, and almost 20 million are single moms. Let that sink in for a minute. And then you have 5% who live with a grandparent or who are in foster care. And so right now in America, there's almost 500,000 children that are in foster care and 100,000 children in foster care waiting to be adopted. Those are some pretty staggering statistics, right? Like some of you probably didn't even know that. I didn't know until I looked this up. A few years back, the National Fatherhood Initiative said that right now there are 24 million children living in a home without their biological father. 24 million children living in a home without their biological father. And then the research shows that these children are more likely to live in poverty, drop out of school, engage in risky behaviors, and suffer from emotional and behavioral issues. That's just what the research says. And so this is happening right here in America, and it's sad, and I know it just set the mood right now, but I think there is a crisis. It does take a lot of effort and responsibility to raise kids. And I think that when some fathers are faced with that, they go, I just don't know if I can do this. And others just have their own sets of issues. So 24 million kids with single mom homes. It takes a lot of work to raise kids, but you know what else? It also takes work, and many of you know what I'm talking about when I say this. It takes work to love and honor and respect an imperfect father. It takes work to raise a kid, but sometimes it takes real humility and love to honor and respect an imperfect father who is not perfect and makes mistakes. Sin very clearly has brought brokenness to relationships. Sin has brought brokenness to relationships, especially to the father-child relationship. But I have good news this morning, and that is that there is an answer to this crisis, and it is the gospel of Jesus. And that is the answer for America right now, and that's America for our families right now. The gospel, the good news of Jesus. Because at the heart of the gospel is a father who wants a family. At the very heart of the gospel is God who sent his son, and through the work of his son, adopted us into his family. He saved us, and then he adopted us into his family. Why? Because God is a father who wants children to experience his love and then to love others with that love. That is who God is, and Jesus revealed that to us, but way before Jesus did, way before Jesus was even born, his great-grandfather David got a revelation of God as Father. In Psalm 68, verse 5, it says that God, it says, a father to the fatherless, and a judge for the widows is God in his holy habitation.